Hi, I'm Labby, and I bought a box. So you may well see, I have started a Bretonnian army. This is just the lid of it. But yeah, I've started a Bretonnian army, and I want to take you guys on a journey with me. I've bought this in my local hobby shop. It's not actually that local, it's just the closest shop to me. It's about a half-hour drive. In Neverland, the biggest hobby shop in Belgium, or they advertise it like that, and I kind of believe them. It's big. Let me put that aside. Oh, let me fix the camera. This is a horrible angle. This is better. Welcome to my hobby desk. Today I will be taking you guys on a journey with me. I'll paint a whole box of Bretonnians through the course of multiple videos. I also have bought second-hand a box of foot knights from Bretonia. That's a nice addition, a lot of work, but they look once painted. But as some of you guys might know, I recently got troubles with my eyes, my shoulder. I'm fucked. Physically I'm messed up. So I cannot paint like big patches of anything anymore. So I've been painting one archer at a time at the moment, and as you've clicked on this video you'll probably know I'll be painting archers. Very self-explanatory. But yeah, I've been painting one, maybe two archers a day compared to my 80 minis a week at one point. So yeah, I've been taking my time with these archers, and I wanna bring you guys on the journey with me, painting these, having fun, and just talking about Bretonia, because about a month ago, or a little longer at this point, I became kind of blind. Vision is getting back to normal, slowly. And I just kept re-listening to the Hardside lore video about Bretonia. I will link it in the description. It's an amazing video. I played it on loop while resting my eyes and my shoulder and wishing I was painting. So yeah, today the Bretonnians archers will be painted, or at least one. If I paint one today I'll be happy. That's my goal every day. If I can paint something or do something with my minis, I'm happy. And yeah, let me just take you to your spot on the desk so you can see something else than this beautiful thing. Okay, we're at the desk. I hope this is in focus. My eyes are not well enough to really see a lot of what I'm doing actually. I need multiple magnifying glasses to paint still. But yeah, this is the first thing I've painted straight from the box. I bought the box before my eyes were actually really healed, so when I got started on this I went full force, completely nuts, and painted Pegasus Knight first thing. And yeah, fine. Beautiful sculpts, lovely to paint. I've only painted one out of the 3 normal Pegasi. I still have the Royal Pegasus with the Duke that I built. Should have prepared and put it right next to me off screen, but I didn't. Whoopsie daisy. And yeah, this is the kind of stuff I really want to do on my Bretonnian army. Just balls to the walls, colors, fantasy, fun. And yeah, what more can I say? I went for a blue mane and blue wings, pinkish Pegasus itself, some yellows and blacks to really push that contrast. And I absolutely love how he came out. I've also already painted 2 knights, because of course I did. I've been painting a lot of bowmen. So I needed something to change it up for a bit, and I almost spent an entire day on each one, mainly because I'm painting very slow, but also because I kept thinking, what colors should I use? I really want to make them very colorful, very unique. Every single knight I hope will be unique in color scheme and pose and everything. I've not given this guy decal yet. I am waiting until I have money again to buy some decals, not the Games Workshop ones. They look good, but I want to do something special, something more unique. That will be explained in a future video if I ever get the decals. But yeah, as you can see, I've been knocking myself out with some pinks, some blues, some reds, some yellows. The armor itself is the Army Painter Cobalt metal, if I'm not mistaken, just to make the armor look a little different than everything else you're gonna see on the tabletop. And I really like that little addition of that hint of color in the armor itself. So yeah, as you can see, I really want to go full balls to the walls with my Bretonnians. But today I'm gonna be focusing on my peasants. Here I have two peasants that I've painted but not yet based. And these guys are filthy peasants. Bretonnians do not give a shit about their peasants, because obviously they're peasants. Who would give a shit about them? So I've decided to use Basilisk Red and Angel Green from the Army Painter as the main colors for my peasants, and just shake it up which one will be more dominant on the model compared to the other one as a secondary color in a way. I've used Prairie Ochre from the Army Painter for the hood sometimes, pretty much always for the pants, just to break it up. It's just a nice color and it's easy if you have a set amount of colors to use. The skin is Barbarian Flesh, which is darker than the Knight skin, as you can see here, because I want the Knights to be pale, because they don't work all day in the field like this filthy peasants. So their skin will be lighter in general, mainly also because they wear armor if they come out, most likely. And then yeah, just random, well, not random browns. I've decided to use, let me quickly check, Scorched Earth for shoes and leather pouches, straps, everything like that. And whoops, ironically, leather brown from the Army Painter for the wood. I really like leather brown for wood, like arrows, bows, all the stuff like that. And the shields they have on them will be mainly blues. Yes, with these guys it's blues, because I want to get some blue probably on the Duke on a Royal Pegasus. But I'm not sure, but I just like the blue. It's like the one fancy thing they have is probably given to the Lord, from the Lord to them. Like, make sure you wear this so everybody knows you're my filthy peasants. That's my headcanon for the shields they're carrying on their bodies. So yeah, I'm gonna show you to the best of my abilities how I paint these filthy, disgusting peasants. Yeah, and before I do that, I'll show you how the army looks so far at the end of the video. I need to watch time. I think I probably do. I don't really look at those things. I always like it when YouTubers show what they've already painted and how their army looks at the end of a video. Not that I'm an actual YouTuber, I'm just a guy with a phone recording what he thinks is fun. And as you can see as well, before I got too distracted, I just made the highlights the same colors, that the same greens and reds that I've used before I apply the black wash. So it's really basic, not a lot of fancy stuff, but good enough that they look good in a filthy kind of way. Because I don't want them to have a lot of highlights and look very clean compared to the Knights, because the Knights, they are the clean ones, they are the honorable ones, the most beautiful men there are. They take care of themselves, unlike filthy fucking peasants. I'm gonna stop doing that, I just like doing that because it really makes me feel like I'm a Bretonnian knight. So yeah, the knights will get more highlights and more love to them compared to the peasant archers that I'm painting right now. But it's on purpose. The archers and the yeomen or militiamen or whatever the fuck they are called, I keep forgetting, will get a similar treatment, but I'll probably not use red and green. I think the red and green will be specific for archers, and they will be the darkest colors, the more well, disliked of the whole bunch because in Bretonia, missile weapons are the weapons of a coward, filthy peasants, and the most dishonorable people because they killed Gilles de Breton, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I was planning on doing this video with a French accent. I speak French, but I cannot do a French accent, which is very interesting to me. So yeah. Yeah, I don't need to say a lot more, except let's get started on painting some filthy peasants. So, this is the archer I've chosen to paint. I really hope it's in focus. I cannot see enough of my phone to see if it's in focus. But yeah, this is the archer I've chosen mainly because he has everything that an archer can have, so it's a very nice model to show you how I painted. He has a metal helmet, obviously a bow. Also he has like a vest of fur or something, so I'm gonna show you how I paint that. Upper layer of clothing underneath that, and an under layer of clothing underneath that. He has belts, shoes, you can see a bit of his pants, you can see his face, his hands. I can show you everything you need to know if you want to follow along or paint it in a similar way or style. And the first thing I do is get basilisk red and angel green from the army painter and decide which of the two is gonna be the most prominent one. I think for this guy it's gonna be angel green more prominent, so I'm gonna do this part an angel green and the part below it, and basilisk red. That's my first plan of attack. I'm not actually gonna show you how I paint it while physically painting because I need 2 magnifying glasses to paint, and I already need all my focus and eyesight to be able to paint with these magnifying glasses without worrying about recording it. I usually like to show you how I actually physically paint it, to show you maybe a little bit of technique, or I just like seeing people paint actually, so I like seeing it, so I like showing people it, because in my head that makes sense. But today I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna tell you the couple of paints I'm using, show with this pointy stick from Games Workshop how I'll apply them and then apply them and jump back and explain how I go further. This is how the video is gonna go. I hope you enjoy this format because it's all I can do at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna get to painting, show you how it is once I'm done with these. So my Bretonnian filthy peasant archer looks like this at the moment. Not a whole lot has changed, 2 colors, but now a lot of it has already been painted. The next thing I'll paint is barbarian flesh. Appropriate, he might as well be a filthy hedonistic barbarian. If he wasn't a true believer in the lady, he pretty much would be. Then I'll use uniform grey for the furry parts of his armor, or his vest. And then I'll use prairie ochre for the hood he wears underneath his metal cap, his helmet, that's the word I was looking for. And it spills over on his shoulders, you'll see once it's painted. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna paint now. The colors are pretty much predetermined by me because I'm trying to use the same couple of colors for every peasant filthy fucking archer. I previously said yeoman, it's man-at-arms I believe. We'll have a different color scheme, but the archers I really want to make uniform, and the man-at-arms will be uniform but in a slightly different way. I have not decided what way, but they will be different. But yeah, at this point I'll do these. I also apologize for the previous clips or 2 where you could hear Painting Buddy taking a fat shit. Yeah, I apologize for that. But yeah, she's a beautiful little kitty that needs to take shit sometimes, and she prefers to do it when I'm recording, so, well, what can I do? Yeah, I'm gonna paint this. It's all pretty straightforward, but I love the end result, so it's very fun to paint. Enough rambling, more painting. So now our filthy peasant is looking actually rather nice and very painted. I'm still gonna need to put some more color on our little boy, our filthy boy, and I'm gonna start with leather brown for the bow. I don't put any quivers or arrows around them because it's easier to paint that way and nobody will care, or at least I won't care. Then I'll use Scorch Earth from Tooth and Coats, don't ask why it's in a paint pot, for his shoes, his belts, all that kind of stuff. If hair is showing as well, that's the only thing he doesn't have showing. I use leather brown too. It's lazy, I know, but it's also very easy. Then I'll use dark blue from Vallejo for any shields on his body. And at the last part I'll use gunmetal for the tips of his bow and the helmet he's wearing. I was almost gonna call it a cap. And once that's done, everything is blocked in, I'll come back and yeah, tell you what I do next. That's how this video is working at this very moment. I don't think there is anything very special. I need to say the grey as well. It's just a fur color. I'm also in my head thinking that every single archer who's wearing this fur has stolen it from a dead enemy or maybe even a knight and got away with it, and nobody is questioning anything. But I'll not really highlight this part because it's supposed to be a dirty fucking peasant. I was gonna stop that. But yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The leather brown for a bow will be so it contrasts more with the browns on the rest of his body. So it's more easily noticeable that you're dealing with a guy with a bow compared to anything else. Not that you would really confuse it with a guy with a shield and a spear or something. Yeah. Anyway. The darker brown is just peasant color in my eyes. It's maybe a cliche that the peasants are filthy, like in Hollywood movies or series, but we're embracing that cliche in this army, not trying to be hyper-realistic with historical medieval peasantry. So some filthy browns will come in handy. The one nice thing they'll all get is this Vallejo blue. I love the Vallejo line for their bright colors, like their punchiness is more a more accurate way to describe them. And I've also recently purchased Vallejo Army Painter Metallics, and I'm really loving how they look. And this is pretty much Lead Belcher but cheaper, and you get more in a single bottle. And the paint does not dry on the back of your paint pot, and you don't lose about half your paint just by paint drying while you're using it. So I really like this Army Painter paint. I think that's all I needed to say. I've been rambling for way too much in this video already. I just want to have one more painted Bretonnian peasant with a bow. Let's get to it. Okay, so now the main colors are blocked in. I'm gonna use black wash and Vallejo Game Color Flash Wash on the appropriate things. The flash wash is gonna go on the hands and the face, and the black wash is gonna go everywhere else pretty much. Yeah, nothing special to it. The black wash is Vallejo black wash, 40 to 50% of that to about, well, all the rest is just Vallejo thinner, and the flash wash has also been tint, but not as much. I think it's been a while since I've done it. Whoopsie. So yeah, just gonna do this. It's gonna make sure that the details really start popping. It will dull everything down, which is also kind of nice for this model. With the black wash, I am gonna be a little bit more liberal with the wash, not gonna care too much about pooling. It will just look like dirt at the end of it, and that's kind of the effect I want. With the knights, for example, I've done a very thin and more localized wash. I've washed everything, but I made sure there was not a lot of pooling. With these filthy peasant archers, I don't really care about pooling. It will just add to the character, so that's also a very fun thing about these guys. It can be a little messy and it will still look pretty fucking good in the end. I'm gonna do this. It will take a while to dry. Once it's dry, I'll show you, well, I'm not even gonna show you the highlights. I just use barbarian flesh to highlight the nose, the chin, maybe a lip, and some of the knuckles. Then dark angel green just on the sharp edges of folds, and basilisk red on any sharp edges on the red parts, and that's pretty much it. All there is to it. Prairie ochre maybe on an edge or two, but there's not a lot more after that, except for the base. I'm gonna show you how I base them as well, because I really like how my bases look. It's inspired by, well, the old school bases, but a little bit more modern with the brown trim instead of the bright green trim. And yeah, I'm gonna show you how I do these, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get funky with some washes. I didn't know why I said funky. There is a heat wave and it's affecting me greatly. Okay, this is where we're at right now. The wash is still drying, but I can already start putting scorched earth on the base of the rim. Just like here, all four sides. Once that is dry, I can use AK Terrain's Muddy Ground Diorama blah 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 series. It's a whole mouthful. But just use a thin layer of that around the top of the base, let that dry, and once that's dry, I use my secret weapon. I've been using a lot of different brands for this, I just realized. I use Army Painter Battlefield Grass Green. You cannot read the top, maybe like that, but it's like a flock, but it looks a lot like grass. And it just reminds me of those old, just those old school fantasy bases that I kind of grew up with in the late 2000s, early 2000s, late 2000s. You would still see a lot of people just using some flock on a base that was painted green and called it done. But I want to do a little bit more than that. Diorama effects from AK will make it more uneven, like ground is. It's gonna have some little bumps and stuff, and it also paints the whole base brown, so that when I don't cover it perfectly with the Army Painter Battlefield Grass Green, that's a mouthful, you'll still see some of the diorama stuff from AK underneath it, and it will look more realistic. And the brown base rim is just for making it look a little bit more clean. I'm gonna start doing this, and yeah, I'll be back once he's painted, and then I'll show a couple of them all in a row next to each other, all painted, all based, so you can see how they look in a little group. I still have to paint about half of them, so they're not fully done yet. I prefer to end the video with like a full unit done, or a full army done, or anything like it's done. But yeah, it's sadly not possible to do that at the moment. I paint way too slow right now, but I am actually enjoying painting way more. Painting like this. So yeah, let's get on with it. So a couple of days later, I have based this Bretonnian archer, and I think he looks amazing, precisely how I wanted him to come out. But it's pretty hard to judge a mini just on himself, although I think he looks quite cool all on his own. I'm gonna give you an example of about 10 of these bad boys all painted up in the movement tray that I printed, and they look quite fucking nice. I really love how they look as a unit. Really like how the grass makes it, it gives it a little bit of an old school vibe, but with the paint job I just want to emphasize that they are dirty, disgusting, filthy peasants. Like the Bretonnian knights do not give a shit about them. They just said to the archers, you guys got to wear red and green, and that's how you know you're the lowest of the low for some reason. I haven't quite figured it out in my head canon, but just some dirty red and green. I think it looks quite nice. I still have 10 to paint and the command, but so far I'm very happy with how it's coming along, how it looks. And yeah, this is gonna be pretty much the end of the video, but before you click away, you've watched quite a long video about me mainly rambling. So I wanna ask you one thing, and that is if you have a color scheme in mind, like a cool color combo, you like your 2 favorite colors, or anything that you think would look cool on a knight, please leave it in the comments below and I'll paint a knight in your color scheme. And if you want to give him a name, give him a name. But yeah, I need some inspiration for some cool ways to paint some knights. Like your favorite color is purple and yellow, for example. Just say quartered purple and yellow in the comments and I'll paint a knight like that and probably make a whole video about it. So yeah, if you want to do that, that would be very nice. I could really use the help to come up with some crazy and unique color schemes. After this is done, I'm probably gonna be painting some foot knights, because they are gonna be kind of the test knights before I go to the mounted knights, because the mounted knights will be the centerpiece of this army, together with the Pegasus knights, of course. So these guys will just be kind of testing ways of painting, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not gonna force you to do anything, but there is more Bretonnian content on the way, together with some more Skaven content and possibly some ancient Greek content. Yeah, the ancient Greek content will one day come to the channel. I've hit some snags with that one. But anyway, yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. See ya.